hello. Paul is mowing the lawn, but I don't have so much time to lose now because it's late in the afternoon. We're at the other house and it is too dark in the house to make a video in there, so I have to put up with the sound. But that's all good. It is all good. That helps a little bit when I'm talking here to diffuse, kind of like turning the vacuum cleaner on when the water is dripping, sort of. As a white noise sort of privacy video. The white noise privacy video. Because there is the fence to the neighbors. And I don't want them to hear everything I say. So the lawnmower helps to drown out the individual sounds. So, isn't that beautiful? The rhododendron, so nice. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Totally nice, super. So, been thinking about what I wanted to say. There are so many things that I have been wanting to talk about, and one of the subject is, what is fascism? What does it actually mean? Because I see when I talk to people on the internet, I see that a lot of people, they associate fascism with the Third Reich, with Adolf Hitler, with the Gestapo and so on. But is that all fascism? Is that the only thing that is fascism? Or maybe there are some other forms of fascism in the world as well. It doesn't all have to come in the same color and flavor, right? I mean, it comes in different forms. So people always harshly on the internet, very harshly, very quick to harshly criticize and say, you're using the word fascism in the wrong context. That's only designated to Adolf Hitler. No, it is not. Okay, absolutely not. Okay, there are many types of fascism out there. Okay, let me use this example here. The Christian religion is the perfect example for fascism. Christian religion, there's so many different examples I could use, but for example, you know, the big elephant in the room with Christianity is, and that's what I see people suffering from the most, the gay male Christian who doesn't come out of the closet, who obviously knows what he likes, but who suppresses this tooth and nail because of the shitty religion. The religion that tells him that's wrong. There it is. It's called fascism. Yes, it happens in religion. A religion telling to someone you can't be wearing the color red because that is taboo in our religion. That's fascism. Religion telling someone you can't love that person that you want to love, or you can't be hang out with that person, or you can't even talk to those people, like that witchy lady over there, like happens to me. I'm always the witchy lady they don't want to talk to. That's fascism. Okay, you're discriminating against the witchy lady, and the gay Christian male discriminates against his own body, his own needs, and against anyone else who has that need that he has. That's fascism. Okay, it just is. I can name you a million examples for this, of different sorts, with different religions, with different belief systems, different thought schools, different philosophical backgrounds, and people grow up in a specific way and they go, this is how it's supposed to be. Supposed to be? Really? Seriously? Have you ever questioned this? I bet not. Okay. And that's where that's where people are stuck. They're stuck in a rut with this. That's where so many problems stem from in society. It's incredible how many problems come from this very type of thing, the fascist mechanism in society. So just because someone grows up in a specific way, and let's use my example. I grew up in this, the upper aristocratic middle class, the the society of pride in better education, and with that comes the inevitability of the Lutheran thought school, but they thought they had put religion away. See? But wait, there's the Lutheran thought school still in there. It's still mixed in the pot. Okay? But they didn't, and I guess that's why I have a particular issue. That's why, because I've seen this growing up, I've seen this my entire life. And I went along with it because, as a child or teenager, we have other thoughts on our minds other than to dive deep within ourselves and find out, hey, wait a minute, they're wrong, and we need to question all of this. A teenager or a child is not likely to do this unless it's like a very old soul, like someone like a Buddha level soul would question this, would sit there and say, no, they're wrong. And those are often kids. The very old souls are often the kids that go into a rebellious state against it. And they often don't even know, they can't even put the finger on what it really is that bugs them so much. But, having come through so many lifetimes and seen all of these mechanisms and the inevitable damage that comes out of those social mechanisms, like hold the other cheek and stuff like this, and thou shalt not kill, and those kind of things. But then they kill all the time. They don't even see it. They don't see the destruction they're causing. They murder animals and they think that's okay somehow. But no, they don't question themselves, they don't question their society or anything. So a kid that is very advanced, has an advanced soul, will see this and go into a state of rebellion, because that is the first step when we go into puberty, and we start to, at age 13, our neocortex has completed its maturity, and that is where we start to do some cognitive evaluating and thinking things through and starting to question. But we only really start to question when we have already brought some wisdom into this lifetime. Other than that, usually kids will question things that will just, they will not really question it, but they will rebel against something that will stop them from their own ego act outs. Like, a girl will rebel against the parents when the parents say don't hang out with those punk people, and she'll go, no, I'm gonna hang out with those punk people, particularly because they're cool or something. So that's not really old thinking, old wisdom. That's rebelliousness, but that comes with but that's rebelliousness in terms of, you know, I want this and I'm not going to let them stop me. But the old Saul will see more than that, and he also will go into rebellion. And the father says, I'm a dentist, so I want you to become a dentist. And the old Saul says, hell no, I'm going to study philosophy. I'm going to get into Nietzsche. And the parents hating Nietzsche, they don't even know why. And the kid says, no, I'm going to study Nietzsche because I'm rebelling against them, and I have this inkling that Nietzsche has something to say. And so he'll get into this, and so there's more of the past lives that will come into it, that will shine into this, you know. So we're all on many different levels in our personal progress, soul developmental stage, you know, that we are in, that we come into an existence and leave the existence, hopefully leave the existence having gone a couple of steps further forward and not been completely stagnated. And actually I think that no one is completely on a treadmill. It appears like this to others who see through all of this, you know. They see the crocodile is right behind your heel, or, you know, that's a bad example. I use this from the Caspar and Seppel show, the puppet show. So it's because I don't want to I don't want anyone to think crocodiles are bad. They're not bad. So I use different example, you know, like the buses. A bus is behind you, catching up with you and hitting you in the butt or something. So the bus is gonna hit you in the butt, or worse, you know, it flatten you onto the pavement. And I see that, you know, I see this happening to all humanity. The bus is behind humanity. It's coming up, it's catching up fast. And I say, the bus is behind, and they go, I don't see any bus, what are you talking about? So you must be full of bullshit. So, but I see the bus, even though they don't see it, doesn't mean there is no bus coming, you know. I'm using this as a metaphor again, you know. It's a metaphor for all kinds of things that people have been doing out of unmindfulness, greed, selfishness, and so on. You know, weather pattern changes, global warming. There is no return now. The bus is now rolling over humanity with this. Not just over humanity, over all beings, whether they asked for this or not, and they didn't. Whether they caused it or not, and they didn't. It's humans who caused it. But they don't want to take any responsibility for it. Okay? They're stuck in their fascist behavior, they're too busy with their discriminating against this or that person, and their orthodoxy of living. You know, ortho means straight, and dox comes from educare, which means educating. So, you know, straight education, forward, what's really supposed to mean is forward education, like the righteous, that's more what it really is. It is this righteous education. But the righteous education comes from a specific thought school again. There's the fascism, okay? So they're so busy in their little niches in their enclaves of thought school, that they don't see the bigger picture of the distraction that they are participating in on a massive scale. They don't see it. They're so busy with their own orthodox religion or orthodox thought school. You know, I'm coming from from the Martin Luther monk evangelical woven in thought school, but they don't even know anymore that this is still in it. They thought they had left religion, and they thought they're now like this. That is what those are the people that are called liberal here in the United States. But the aristocracy in Europe, they all think like this. You know, Angela Merkel is a perfect example for this. And here she is a member of the Christian, they call it the Christian, I think CDU, Christian Democratic Union or something. I think that's what it stands for. You know, this is the most capitalist and the most right-wing political party that we have in Germany. And Angela Merkel has always been a member of that and has run under that and has become the chancellor under that and has been the chancellor for so long. So now she's finally stepping back. Finally, I think they're having new elections now. But they're going to elect another person just like that to take the place. So probably, most likely, you know. So this hold the other cheek, and then this, like, we don't associate ourselves anymore with Adolf Hitler. Of course we don't. No? But out of this idea, which is not really a real, it becomes a fashion, it becomes a fascism, and it becomes a fad. It's not thought through anymore. It's like, it becomes meaningless, basically. It becomes like just another religion, you know, like hold the other cheek is still deeply embedded in this. And then this, we don't associate ourselves with our grandfathers or great-grandfathers who served in the military under Adolf Hitler or whatever, you know. So of course we don't, but does that mean now we have to open the borders and let someone from yet another very, very fascist and very destructive group, thought school and religion come in and take over and destroy everything else? Does that mean we have to do this? This is a very legitimate question to ask. So that's why I make these videos, because I want people to step back and look at the big picture of it. And also ask themselves, sit down in meditation and ask yourself, now what kind of feelings are coming up now if you allow where I'm taking you, if you allow this consequential, intellectually honest train of thought to happen in you. So what kind of feelings are coming up when you do this? That is my question. I mean, that's what every single one needs to practice. Not in a group, not this group orientation, mirroring, and no. Every one of you, you need to sit down alone and you need to think this through. And you need to ask yourself, okay, now if I really allow this consequential and an honest train of thought from this witchy lady, whatever you want to call me. I'm not a witchy lady, I'm an artist. I'm a free thinker, that's at least what I call myself. So I think I have a right to say that. I have a right to call myself a free thinker because I have been doing a lot of reflecting in my life. And that's why I make the videos, to share this, because I'm hoping that this message will reach other people. Again, it's not about me and my haircut or what I represent. It is about the message itself. I just happen to be someone who has been dealing with this for a very long time. Like I said to my brother, if I need my teeth repaired, I'm not going to go to a philosopher to repair my teeth. I go to a dentist. So the dentist is going to be better at it than the philosopher. But if I have a philosophical problem that I want to solve, I'm not going to, most likely not going to go to the dentist and ask him for advice, because that is not his field of expertise. He might also be a hobby philosopher, but if I want to, if I'm lucky, but then I have someone for two purposes. That's good. But normally, usually, a dentist is very busy with what he's doing and doesn't have that much time to deal with that many other things. Also, he's usually not a multifaceted, as most people are usually not multifaceted beings. They specialize in one field. But let's acknowledge that he is good in his field. Let's acknowledge that the other one is good in his field. And let's acknowledge that someone who has been thinking and pondering over these things is good in her field as well. And not say, oh, no, she is good at this, that will make me feel bad. No, that's not the intention, and it has nothing to do with that at all. You'll be good in something else, okay? Much better in something else than I am. You'll be better in bookkeeping, in math. You'll be better in keeping your money together. You'll be better in throwing a party, or fixing people's teeth, or whatever it is that you're good at, in banking and in business and so on. So each person has their own particular strengths. Let's acknowledge that. And the same goes to someone who is an advanced soul. Let's acknowledge that Teal Swan is a very advanced soul, okay? And not take offense like the Mormon men have done when she was a teenager. The Mormon men, again, that's fascism. The Mormon men who have said, here's a girl, a teenage girl, or even before she was a teenager, like when she was 7 already, they saw that she was able to see into people's bodies. She was able to see energetic fields. She was seeing people's illnesses and where the problems were and the stuckness. And she pointed that out. And people don't like that. Egos don't like that. Egos go like, oops, someone is disclosing me. Oh, I don't want to even know myself. I don't want other people to know. How's this child knowing something about me? Ego, 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 in alarm and total defense and in total panic. Total shame again. The shame coming up like a lava flow. Is a child pointing out what is going on in their bodies, and they don't even want to know themselves. So same with me, I point out, here, this is the mechanism, and people will become shocked. And they don't even know what to say anymore. They're just in a state of shock and panic. They actually feel violated by that. So when I was talking to that guy Jason, I'm not gonna get into the whole details of it. I've talked about this in the past because I needed to talk about it. Because I felt violated by him in return because of his clinging to his fascist religion and fascist thought school that he was clinging to with hands and feet. And he felt violated because I offered him to question this. And that was frightening to him. I see that it is obviously very frightening. But look, people, we are not gonna make progress here on this planet. Things are not gonna get better if not every single person is going within themselves and starting to really recognize what's going on. All the problems with this fascist thinking and with the clinging to a certain religion and with this attachment to this to this lifestyle and this way of thinking and the exploitation that comes with it and the hardship that it causes other living beings. this rigidness and this fascist way of thinking that causes other living beings to suffer. Just for example, I know a gay Christian man, and obviously he knows because he wears a wig sometimes in a very sweet flowery dress, and he's a petite little guy, and but then he goes back to his church and preaches there as a minister. So I know he has something in him. He has something in him. I can tell he has some healing ability in him. He has something in him. There's a wisdom in him. I would say he is a light worker. So he's a little bit more advanced than other people, but he wants to deny it. He wants to deny that he has something more advanced than him. He wants to deny his orientation. He wants to deny who he is. He wants to deny his own needs. He's in the grip of his mother, who's running his life, and who is a crazy, batshit crazy, complete nutcase fundamentalist who has total control over his life. And I feel terribly sorry for him because I feel protective of him. I feel like he's my age, actually. I feel like I want to protect him, and I want to take him aside, and I want to say, what are you doing to yourself? Why don't you, my goodness, move away from there and free yourself and live the life that you deserve, be happy and find yourself a beautiful, gorgeous boyfriend and a wonderful, caring man, that you deserve, to be with and to be happy. Makes me cry what he's doing to himself. This double life, this internal denial, and like an internal fascism against himself. This is very serious. The destruction that comes out of it. So I know that he's completely against hunting. He has a mother instinct in him. I can tell. He has a lot of oxytocin in him. He has cats and he loves them, and he's always petted our dog. Every dog we had, he's always been happy. And I know Kenny slobbered on his real nice, amazing, expensive jacket, and I said, I'm so sorry about the slobber, and he said, oh, don't worry about it. And that from a Christian minister. Normally those people are rude. So, but it's because he has the maternity in him. He has a lot of estrogen in him also, and it's good, But, this aside, goodness, kindness is not just bound to estrogen. I just wanted to make this very clear. I like straight men, big guys, but I would never take someone who is rude and who lives out negative testosterone. So testosterone in a good way, testosterone in a protective way, in a bear mother, bear father protective way, that in a love warrior way, not in a soldier way, not in a hunter or logger way. So, and that is exactly what that other guy is definitely not. I can already tell, and I was pleasantly surprised about this. But then because of his religion, dictating to him what is okay and what is not, then he'll completely ignore his inner voice and go with that what the religion dictates to him. Like, if the religion says it's okay that they log the trees, then he thinks it's okay. If the religion says it's okay to hunt animals, then he'll say, oh, it's okay, and he will figure out a way somehow to justify that in his mind, because he wants so badly to justify it, to make his religion be okay, because that is what he's clinging to. But deep down he knows it's not okay. So he uses this fascist mechanism of this dictational religion against himself, against his own mind, which can actually, I've seen a man get leukemia and he died from it. That was a long time ago, an ambassador. He was completely torn by this. It was so bad because he was a scientist and he was a fundamentalist Christian. So this thing, the science on one side, which dives into truth and into discovery and into intellectual honesty, and on the other side, the very dishonest, the very intellectually dishonest religion that is just full of fascism and full of dogmatism and full of dictation. So that tore him apart. Literally tore him apart on the inside. It tore his blood cells apart. Leukemia is a C word of it's an immune dysfunction where the white blood cells think that the red blood cells are the enemy. It makes me cry. This is so incredibly awful. And this is when that happens, there is such a discord happening inside of that living being. I mean, it goes that far. It goes that far into our microbiology. That's how far an internal tug of war can go. So don't go there, people. Okay, don't go there. Go with truth. That is my message to the world, to all of you. Okay? Go with truth and say yes to all life and yes to your bodies. Okay, you guys, take care. Bye.